Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for everybody basically. This is a general energy overview of the trends and themes that we're likely to be experiencing over the course of the week. And this is for everyone. It's kind of like a microcosm and a macrocosm sort of energy. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So this week, when I went into my intuition, there was a lot, right? So the first thing that I saw was a seed, and that seed expanded, and as it kind of like, you know, started to bloom, what I saw was a snake form, and it was like I was watching not necessarily just the snake being born, it was more a case of watching the snake almost like what its intention was, and its intention was to literally wind upward, so climb. And what I saw it climbing actually was a tree, and the tree expanded and grew outward, and either side of it, it was a man and a woman. And that really, for me, spoke volumes about the Lover's card. That was the first thing that I sort of saw like in my mind, and I was like, oh, okay, so there's this. And then literally, as it got to the top of the tree, it was reaching for an apple of some sort. Now, I know obviously some of you are thinking like, oh, that's the serpent in the garden kind of energy, and I don't buy into all of that. It's not my path. What I actually understood from this, and the words that I put here is, are you being intentional? When the snake broke through the seed, its first intention was to climb the tree, to transcend its own lower nature, you know, of being nescient or unconscious of something. And its intention was to grow. Its intention was to understand something greater, something bigger, something broader, and to know itself by other people, by other things in the world. And then the other part of this is, I've put, it's time to pull your power and set it to work. So inside everybody this week, there is likely to be an idea, a download, a vision of some kind. We're gearing up towards this massive eclipse that we all know about that's coming next week. If you don't know, if you haven't seen any of the adverts that I've put out for it, I will be having a special guest star astrologer, Achuta Bava Das, will be here on this channel. I can't believe it, I'm so excited. And we will be talking about the eclipse, the astrology of the eclipse, and we will also be, well, I will be pulling cards as well, so we're going to delve right into that. This really kind of feels like the week where we're doing the preliminary work, right? So whatever your idea, whatever your vision for your life, whatever it is that you are focused or intent on bringing into being, this week you have to do the foundational work. This week you have to see the goal in your mind and be prepared to move towards it no matter what. You have to be intentional with your life, right? With your ideas, with your visions, whatever they might be. It's time to pull your power, right? Pull everything towards you. Every single one of us is, you know, lots of people call it the vortex, lots of people call it the portal. Every single one of us, to put it in really simple terms that everyone can sort of at least try to resonate with, we are all magnets, right? And there are certain types of magnets, other people, events, places, situations, etc., that will be attracted to us, and there will be ones that are repelled by us. That all matters when you look at the frequency that you are emitting. So you need to ask yourself right now, what is it about you that is repelling the very thing that you're asking for, trying to manifest, trying to bring into the world? Or what is the, you know, what is it that you're doing that is drawing certain people, events and situations to you? This is a moment where you have to be so intentional about who you are, what you want, where you're going, and what your eventual or ultimate goal happens to be, right? Get clued up on yourself this week. Forget everything that's going on out there. You know, don't get me wrong, your people are your people within reason, but forget that as well, right? This is a time to bring your focus into yourself. What are you focusing on? What are you broadcasting? What are you attracting to you? What are you repelling? And what can you do about that, right? Be intentional with your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, your power this week. the jumping card for yeah, of course, the jumping card for the destiny card this week is the High Priestess. Look at that, right? You just can't make this shit up. That's what I love about it. The fact that we have the High Priestess here, this is a week to listen to your intuition, pay attention to the deepest part of you, to the nudges, to the hunches that you feel, to the things that you feel your intuition or your intuitive energy prodding and poking at. You know, if there's something that buzzes there at the edge of your consciousness, but you're not quite sure what it is, turn your focus to it. You know, not with a jackhammer, because then it will disappear. Intuition, psychic vision, clairvoyance, scrying, all of that sort of stuff. If you look directly at the vision, it will disappear. It tends to kind of collapse. Whereas if you can feel it there, take just a gentle look, right? And steer your intuitive energy towards it. And that way you can start to see it. It will reveal itself to you. The thing about all of these things of seeing anything in those psychic realms, you're not in control of that stuff, right? We're not in control. We don't wield the power. We are a part of the fabric that makes everything up, right? So we have to approach it in the same way that it approaches us, with respect, but with a little bit of distance, right? You can't just look straight at it and demand to see or to know what your intuition is bringing to you. It will be revealed to you, and you have to work with it in that way. We don't command anything. We work with, we work alongside, we invite, we you know, I'm getting off topic, but you kind of see where I'm going with that. So this week, another thing is, remember, your High Priestess is a universal significator of women, right? So in some way, shape or form, expect to see a lot going on with women in the media this week. Expect to see a lot going on with maybe women's rights, women's challenges, things that, you know, and there seems to be a lot of this gearing up at the moment. That's one way that this could play out on the wider world stage. And it also suggests to me as well that in some way, shape or form, this week we are going to see a grand reveal of some kind. So how do we all best tap into this High Priestess energy? How do we best work with our intuition and reveal what needs to be known at this moment in time? So the jumping card is the World card, right? We're going to definitely see some big reveal on the wider world stage this week. We've also got the Knight of Pentacles. We also have the Five of Pentacles, right? So first things first, this week, I think we're going to see a big reveal about something to do with the financial sector. It makes sense, just as we're coming out of Taurus season. This is probably where we're going to get the last glimpse of the way that things actually are. That's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be very likely a big travel. You know, I think 2 years ago in the UK, it was Thomas Cook went bust, and that was really surprising. If you're in the UK or you're from the UK or you know the UK, it was a big shock to a lot of us. You know, I remember seeing their adverts on TV when I was like 4 years old, so it was a huge deal. I do think that we may see something like that this week. It's definitely a possibility. The Five of Pentacles in close proximity to the world with the Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. That could be a travel industry or something that, you know, maybe a mover and a shaker in the travel industry goes bust or something like that. I truly hope that I'm wrong. Another way that this could work in terms of us on the ground, well, the World card with the High Priestess, this is about really starting to understand your community, the people that you're tied to, the people that you are a part of, what that says about you, and more importantly, how it works for you. Then you've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is asking you to get really proactive about building or connecting to, or even releasing a group, a tribe, a community that you are a part of. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. This week, whatever you are doing on the financial scale, no big purchases. This is not the week for it, especially if you are hoping to make money, because the chances are you could end up losing it. The Five of Pentacles is not an easy card. And then finally, on a really sort of more mundane level, seems to be a bit doom and gloom, I'm sorry to say, the Five of Pentacles can sometimes be about accidents, and it comes up with the Knight of Pentacles. That could literally be a bad, you know, and I touch wood here, a bad crash a bad accident to do with a car of some sort or a mode of transport, and I really hope that I'm wrong on that level. Outside of that, what's the way to put a better spin on this, right? Well, with the World card, this is asking you again to really get selective about your community. For some of you, this could be you taking trips or journeys out to places that that you've wanted to visit but haven't been able to. For a lot of people, prices look like they could be coming down, which doesn't necessarily that could be a good thing, really, basically. In some way, shape or form, prices could be coming down, but what that means in the long run, I'm not entirely sure. Interesting. All right, so let's have a look at the insight cards. What might we need to know or to be aware of for the insight cards? What's going on behind the scenes that we might need to know? The Five of Cups with the Fool card and the Temperance card, right? So again, this the Five of Cups, that's loss, endings, mournings, but it's also a reminder that life can begin again. Coupled with the Fool card, this could be a surprise loss of some kind. This week, guys, I'm just going to say it to you plain and simple. Two things: protect your physical self. This is not the week to be reckless. It's not the week to decide to go and climb a ladder while you're drunk because it seems funny, or maybe even it's just not the week for extreme sports or anything like that. There's not a lot that you can do at the moment anyway, but this is not the week to tempt fate, I'm sorry to say. And I know that's probably a lot of people are going to complain about this video, but it is what it is. Outside of that, you've then got the Temperance card. If you are not experiencing the things that you're trying to manifest at the moment, remember what I said to you about the magnet, right? The Temperance card is all about alignment. It's about bringing your own focus into the same vibrational match as what it is that you're trying to bring towards you. You need to really take a good deep look this week about what it is that you're emitting. Now, outside of that, you've got the Temperance card with the Fool card. And that really suggests to me that this week there could be a breakthrough on the health on the health level or sector. It comes up with the Five of Cups, so this kind of suggests that we may continue to see some numbers that really upset people, but it does suggest that this week there is going to be some kind of a breakthrough to at least level that off, or to find a plateau. All in all, I think this week is about really clearing the internal closet, right? Whatever your baggage, whatever your challenges, whatever your issues, I think this is really going to start to reveal to all of us what we actually want and what we're actually doing about it. Whether that's enough, whether it's not enough, whether it's too much, whether it's too little. I think this is a week where the scales are about to really be balanced out on a personal level and on the wider world stage. I think it's going to be a really interesting week. This would definitely be the week to focus more on your spirituality, more on your internal energy, your internal realms. This is about doing that spiritual deep cleanse, that spiritual spring clean, even though we're approaching summer, but you get my point. With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know how this shows up for you, how it shows up on the wider world stage. I love it when you guys post links to articles or videos that are talking about the things that have come up in here. Again, I'm sorry it's not the lightest and brightest message, but it is a deep one. All right, so with that said, take care and I'll see you soon.